two guys in chairs. I guess it's
Two chairs.
Two
Not
chairs.
just one chair.
Two
You
chairs.
wanna do it.
Two guys in them.
Hello.
Today's topic is going to be on euthanasia. A little more serious tone from our last history discussions and 2012, which
Okay.
we
Which
don't
we'll
want to
still
get
debate
into.
on.
But euthanasia, it's a tough topic to deal with. It's really kind of hard to pick a side on. Obviously, you look on the aspect of taking a life, which is, in itself an awful thing. And but on the other hand, there are many cases where people do suffer, and to take a life may be better than to prolong a suffering life. And so, in that regard, it's quite the double-edged sword that
It's a moral issue.
It is a very big moral issue that it is,
Big time.
with how to approach it and how to look at it. Obviously, there were religious views to look at it, and now there are more, scientific views to look at it, or medical, obviously, too, where you look at people, living, in a vegetable state.
Yeah.
And how that kind of affects it, and how other countries also across the world also are their rules on it and what you can and can't do. So it is kind of a hard topic to tackle, but I mean, I'm gonna try
Well,
to
I
do it.
think that if they regulate how many kids you can have, that should be okay. If you can regulate how many kids you have, then you don't need to have the euthanasia. Take an explosion.
What?
What? You cannot follow me.
No.
I mean, because the euthanasia, if it's overpopulating like that, back in the Japanese days and shit like that in China, they would kill you. They would kill, if they had 3 kids, they would kill your kid. And that would be the end of it.
So
Wipe
you're
your hands
talking
clean.
about
If
like
there's so many
killing-
kids populating Asia, that's
wait,
the
no,
problem with the
no,
euthanasia,
you're
right?
Are you talking about killing kids? Actually
Well,
killing, euthanizing
no.
kids? Or are you talking about...
Like, the problem,
Yeah.
if you're talking about euthanasia and it's a moral issue, double-edged sword, I'm trying to say is, if you have a family
Yeah.
and you already have 2 kids, you can't have any more kids.
You're talking about actual euthanasia.
That's, yeah.
No, that's totally different. We're talking about euthanasia. Youth in Asia, not
Yes, youth
in...
in Asia.
No,
Say the way you say it. Youth in Asia.
no, but they're two different
How do you
things.
spell it? Y-O-U-T-H.
No, that's not how you spell it. It's
I-N-A-S-I-A.
No, you're talking about two totally different things. One are actual people. One is an act
Yes,
to do.
I'm talking about people. The
Well,
youth.
but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an actual act where you kill someone, like Kevorkian.
What, he killed the euthanasia too?
No, he didn't kill you. He euthanized people.
What do you mean euthanized?
He-
Yes. Hold on. He was young, and they were young, and
No.
they grew up.
No.
He euthanized them. He grew them up in.
No, he didn't. That's not. No, he was a.
For some reason,
Why?
I'm not following you.
Obviously, you're not following me. Euthanasia is a thing.
Yeah, there's starting to be euthanasia.
Okay.
My idea of euthanasia would be kids playing out in the street. That's the euthanasia.
Yes, that is the euthanasia, but I'm talking about like actual someone sick in a hospital, and then they're like, oh, I want to die because they're sick and they can't. We're not going to get better, so you like pull the plug on them. You euthanize them. You kill them.
How many kids were in that family?
No,
Fuck.
no.
Yeah, seriously, how many kids were in the family? If there's too many kids, then you gotta. Yeah, I can see that. Because that's what they used to do. I remember I watched a movie. I think it was with Jackie Chan.
Now, is this an actual Asian person, or you just think the person was Asian, so you're saying it was Jackie Chan? Yes, that's
No.
what that means.
I meant, I think it was Rumble in the Bronx, and right, there was
I've
a movie.
seen Rumble in
Yes.
the Bronx, yes.
So that movie, in the beginning of that, I don't know if you caught that. What's that movie? Might have been some other Asian movie with some other Asian family, and they only allowed that. The reason why he had to go to the Bronx from Asia is because there's too many. He had too many brothers in the family, so they had to let him go.
That is not Rumble
So
in the Bronx
he-
at all. That is not the story of Rumble in the Bronx. I don't want to get into. I don't know why I know the story of Rumble in the Bronx, but that's not the story at all, and that's not what I mean, you're right. I'm saying what euthanasia is.
Yes,
Like
euthanasia.
children in Asia.
Yes, children.
But that's
Youth.
not what
The youth in
euthanasia
Asia.
is.
You-
Euthanasia, E-U-T-H. I can't really spell it, but I know that's
I don't
how you
think
started out.
I believe it's
It's an
Youth. That's how you spell it.
So you think that the youth in Asia is a problem?
There's like 1 billion people in China. No, multi-billion people. You get $1 from each of those people, you're a billionaire. Do the math. That's all I'm saying.
So how would you take care of the billion people in China? How is this a problem?
Well, if I was the government, if I was King Wangzhou, what's his name?
No, it's Kim Jong-il.
King Jong-il.
He's not.
If I was that guy, listen, if I was that guy,
Yeah.
I would, since he's such high power right now,
Mhm.
I would definitely delegate how many kids you can have in one family. And if you had more than, if you have 2, you got to stop. And if you have 1 more, they stab you in the stomach with a samurai sword.
You're so fucking retarded.
How is that retarded?
First of all,
Go ahead, explain to me.
Okay,
No,
Kim
no.
Jong-il, he's Korean. He's a North Korean dictator.
Asia.
Second of all, a samurai sword is a Japanese thing.
Asia.
Third of all,
It all
nothing-
ties in to Asia. The youth in Asia. Come on, follow me, John. Follow me.
Oh my god. This was not supposed to be what we were talking about. This is supposed to be a serious discussion.
Yes,
you came to me.
I came.
You
I
came
said,
to me today and you're like, I want to talk serious because I look like a retard on these things. I want to talk about the euthanasia. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I don't
No.
really know about like a lot about the medical stuff in euthanasia. The medical stuff in euthanasia, which is
yeah, medical stuff. For the kids, when they grow up, medical, they have to go to the doctor. They got to go to the hospitals. They got to go and get their teeth cleaned. Shit like that. Medical. I get it.
You don't get it because
Okay.
we're not talking about the same thing at all. One,
You said euthanasia. I said, okay, the
euthanasia
euthanasia.
is okay if you define it. Okay, one is it's one is an act to euthanize someone. One
Yeah,
is
to have kids.
no, that's not no.
Okay,
that's
so we're not on
no.
the same page.
No, we're not on the same page.
You obviously are talking about not the euthanasia that I know.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah.
I
Make
apologize
me like an idiot.
for ruining
You
your.
ruin it. You
for
make me
ruining
look
your
stupid.
day.
That's cool. Make me look stupid. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.